Hey everyone, I am in the process of meal prep. Took me a little longer than I thought to get ready with everything. Today, everything I'm making today, I think it's my first time making it. So we'll see how all that works. And I'm trying my new new camera holder thingy that Clarence bought me for Christmas. So what I'm making today is it's going to be all stir fries. I'm going to do a green bean cauliflower stir fry, green bean cauliflower onion stir fry, a vegan sausage green beans onion stir fry, do another one that's sausage stir fries with cauliflower instead of green beans, and I'm going to do a Brussels sprouts cauliflower stir fry as well. And I'm going to be making an actual stir fry sauce that I'm actually going to make that first. And it's just a recipe that I found online. I will post it later. And so it calls for a half cup of soy sauce. I don't actually use soy sauce. I use this stuff. It's called liquid aminos. And it calls for a half cup of that with a half cup of broth. And I think I bought some vegetable broth. Ooh, maybe I did not buy the vegetable broth. I did not buy the vegetable broth. So it's not going to have as much flavor as I thought because I forgot to buy the vegetable broth. I can just throw some celery over there in it. Yeah, okay. Clarence gave me a good idea. Just make my own. So I'm going to do a half cup of the aminos. That's what it calls for. Then it calls for the rest of it is sesame oil, rice vinegar, ginger, and garlic. So with the and the thing about the replacement of soy sauce, it's just a lot less sodium. And that's what I was looking for, is less sodium. And so the recipe also calls for a tablespoon of honey. And I don't want to use a tablespoon of honey, so I'm probably going to put stevia in it. And teaspoons of sesame oil and rice vinegar. So let me find my teaspoon. Okay, got my teaspoon measurement. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of rice vinegar. And then a teaspoon of sesame oil is what it's calling for. This is probably the only recipe that I'm going to follow today. And I guess I'm not even following that one for real. Got the sesame oil in there. And what does it cost for? Garlic. And here is my garlic. Got the garlic in there. And then a tablespoon of ginger. Woo! Let me find my ginger. This is my ginger. And I'm actually going to shake this over here so I won't get it all over the place. To get my teaspoon of ginger. So I'm going to put that right here. And then I'm going to get some onion and celery. I think I may even have a bag of frozen onion and celery if I haven't already used it. Yep, looks like I used it. So let me get some celery out. Okay, get some celery. Whew, my little door is messing up. All right, so I'm gonna put some celery in here, add some more water, and then I'm gonna let that cook on low in the background while I'm cooking the other stuff. So the thing that makes it complicated, a little more, not so much complicated, but you have to kind of think about when you're doing anything vegetarian, is that most vegetarian meals calls for a lot of carbs. and it's kind of like the rice and pasta substitute for the meat. So that's where you have to be careful with anything vegetarian. And so that's what makes this a little bit more difficult than most people. And we're in the season of fasting. And so fasting is basically, it's almost like a keto vegetarian lifestyle is what a Daniel's fast is. So we're gonna say that it's very similar to that. And I'm gonna get some onion. Now I'm using red onion for this only because my white onion is so strong. Like, it's ridiculously strong. I cut it up before I went on live and I was in tears. And Clarence had already warned me, but went ahead and did it anyway. So I'm just gonna cut up some onions to go in this broth that I'm making, this stir fry glaze that I'm going to make. And so the thing whenever you're doing anything vegetarian, if you're not already vegetarian, it can be very daunting because we are a society that is heavily focused on meats. And so it can be daunting. I will say that it's not so much more expensive than my grocery list this week wasn't more expensive, what I'll say. And it's so, you know, don't say that it's too expensive to do this, especially if it's in a season of fasting, because really you shouldn't be, when you're fasting, you're not eating 3 meals a day and snacks and all that kind of stuff. So that makes it cheaper as well. So I'm going to get these things over here, add some water to it, and then I'm just going to let this cook down until it forms really a glaze for me, for my stir fry. So I'm going to bring it to a boil first and then go from there. So I'm going to start on my other stuff that I'm making, and I'm going to do the green beans, cauliflower. Oh, and this stuff that I bought that I have no idea what it is, but it's a meat replacement. This is what I found, and I like this one because it has more protein than tofu. And I have some tofu, but the thing that I forgot with tofu is that you have to get all of the water out of it, and I didn't have time to let it sit. So tofu is going to be on the menu for next week. The other thing that's going to be on the menu for next week is ghee. I'm making my own ghee. If you've never heard of ghee, ghee is it's basically clarified butter. It's butter without the dairy. And so you can, I went online and saw that you can make it pretty easy yourself. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to get my green beans and my cauliflower and this stuff together. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I am actually going to do the sausage because I want to use the stir fry for that one, because all the stuff says that it takes on the flavors that it's in. So I want to use the stir fry for that. So let me clean off my cutting board here, and let me get my sausage. Now, I've heard a lot about this sausage, this field roast sausage. I've heard a lot about it over time, and what people have said about it, and it's gotten some really good reviews. So I am going to. Doesn't smell weird. That's good for me because I don't like smelling weird things.
Actually.
You had it before?
Yeah.
Clarence has had it before, so he says it tastes good.
To be vegetarian.
To be vegetarian.
Let's get it out there.
He said it tastes good for it to be a vegetarian product, is what he said.
Great.
So I'm going to take that with what he said. I'm going to read between the lines of what he said. Can you hand me the olive oil from on that top shelf? Thank you. And so I'm gonna put some olive oil in here, and then I'm gonna get the onion going. And so I have a mixture that I sliced up some onions, and so I got some onions. It's purple and regular onions, and then I threw some garlic in there and mixed it up. So that's what that is all about. So I am going to put some onion in, and also some cauliflower. Wait a minute, hold on. Nope, it's green beans. This is green beans. I'm gonna put some green beans in. Let me see how many things I got with green beans. 1, 2. Okay, I only got 2 things of green beans, so I put half of the green beans in here. Then we're just gonna mix this up. And so whenever I'm doing stir fries, I always like to cook the vegetables before I put in whatever the meat source is. So I'm going to get that going. So this is already boiling on the back here, so I'm going to bring it down and let that be on a lower temperature for the glaze that's going on back there in the back. And so with these green beans, let's see. Now with this one, I'm actually going to add some pineapple salsa to this. It's Newman's Own. I've used it in my other stir fries with chicken sausage and different sausages, and it's always so good. So I'm going to add some of that, and it goes in at the end. That's something that goes in at the end. So today is a day where I'm truly winging it. I've not tested any of this stuff out. I'm just going with it. Whenever you are changing up your diet, especially when you're doing any sort of fast, you have to be ready and prepared that your body goes through a serious detox. And so a lot of people get headaches. You can even get what we call the keto flu. And it's basically your body detoxing from all of the junk that's been in it. And it goes through this detox process, getting it out. And it's not a nice process. And so I'm hoping that I do not get it on Monday when I start back hardcore, because these last few days I have been off the hook with crazy food. So let's see. So that's going there. And let me see. See if I could do 2 at one time. And do another one. Now the sausage is it doesn't have a tasting on it like our other sausage because it is vegan. So just be aware of that as well. I'm going to put 2 sausage links in each dish. So there's like the casing that it comes in is plastic. So if you ever get this, please remember to take the casing off before you try to cook it. Get my trash back there. So one of these I'm going to do a pineapple salsa, and the other one I'm going to do a vinaigrette. It's a raspberry vinaigrette kind of glaze with it. So about 1 tablespoon of, and I'm going to actually switch these. So that needs a larger eye than this one. So I'm going to switch these 2 up. And just put a cup of veggies in there. And I like for my veggies to be caramelized a little bit. So I can smell the onion and everything now, so that's what I want. Get that good smell going on. So that's how I know they're caramelized. Now I'm gonna put in my first batch of sausage in this one. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of liquid in here. And I'm actually just gonna do water, and I'm gonna let it cook. And adding the water in something like this, it creates its own kind of brothy type thing with that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna add some water, and that will love that sound. That will let all the flavors kind of meld together. And then when the water cooks out, that's when I add in the stir-fried glaze or whatever I'm going to be using. So I have this one over here. Let me see. This one gets cauliflower rice. So I'm doing cauliflower rice on this other one. And so I'm going to do a cup of cauliflower rice. And then, well, a little over a cup. And so then my next dish, so I have one more, let me see, cauliflower rice, got two more that calls for cauliflower rice. Then I got some more cauliflower rice somewhere around here. I don't even know where it went. I'll have to find it. So there's no telling where I put stuff. Okay, so this one right here, I'm gonna let this go until it starts to caramelize, because what I want here is caramelization. That's the thing with that one. I need caramelization. Okay, the other thing I'm going to be using is I found this in the grocery store around Thanksgiving. It was just funny to me, but I'm going to use it today in my for the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to put some Brussels sprouts in with this, and I'm going to use that one. It's just funny to me, so I want to use it. And I don't know. There we go. There's, you can think right now you can kind of see everything on the stove. So this one right here, that's just cooking with the sausage, green beans, onions, and garlic. And then this one back here is starting to caramelize a little bit. And then I have my glazy sauce cooking over here. Yep, it's doing good. Got those flavors coming together. So while that's going, I'm going to get my my other sausages ready. And just make sure you take off the plastic. That is so important. Oh, I'm not using my new knives. I see I should, because that's taking forever. I haven't gone through all my knives yet. I got like 2 new sets of knives, and I haven't gone through them to take out the old bad ones and put in the good ones. And so for both of these dishes, they're going to be like 2 servings each. So, yep, that's going great. Get some caramelization on this. This one is going well. Almost all the water is out of here. Once it gets to where I barely can see any water, that's when I put in the pineapple salsa. Alrighty, so that's almost getting there. And so, let me see, I got a little bit more of salsa in this one, so I'm going to use this up first. And then I have my other one. The cool thing about salsa is it really it's got, especially Newman's Own, it has really good ingredients. It's only 20 calories per 2 tablespoons. So it's a really, really good, really good option. So this one back here is ready for the vegan sausage. And so I'm just going to stir this up. And so I'm going to add some water to this one to let all those flavors come through. And so once all those flavors come through, I'll add, so I think this is going to be the raspberry one, I can't remember. But yeah, so this one is ready for the salsa. I only have a little bit in this one left. Yep. That one's done. Over here, my trash pile. I have to open this one, and my hands are all greasy. So let me get a paper towel. Oh, I still can't open it. There we go. So I put just a little bit more salsa in this one. Again, that's a pineapple salsa. There's one that I like better. I think it's pear and pineapple, but it's always out of stock. So I guess that's how good it is. It's always out of stock. So now that this one has everything in it, I'm gonna let that simmer just a little bit. I'm done with this. I gotta figure out what I did with my pot. Here we go. All right, so have those things going, and I'm going to wash my hands. So again, the thing that makes a vegetarian a little bit more complex for me is my goal is to abstain from as many carbs that I can. So that's going to cook over here. I'm gonna let that simmer. This one is going very well. Doing exactly what I need to do. And then this one back here is working itself out. So let that one go. So I got those two done. And then when I take my food out of this one, I'm going to do a Brussels sprouts cauliflower one with that one. So again, it's all really easy stuff to do. They're all stir fries. So it's just, you know, you figure out what vegetables you like, and then you see what all can go with them. Because the biggest thing with any kind of fast or anything that you're doing, you don't want to do something that you're not going to continue for the whatever set of days. So you want to make sure that whatever you're eating is not something that you're like, oh, this is horrible, I can't go on. So that's not the, you know, we don't do that. You want to make sure that it's something that you continue. So I'm basically done with this. That's what it looks like. There. And see, I turn the light on, maybe that'll help a little bit. So I'm going to take this and put it into one of my containers, and then once it cools down, I'll put it in the refrigerator. And so during the week, basically, I will just kind of go and get me a little something out of everything that I have ready. So that's what makes that pretty fun. So I'm going to put this over to the side. And then the next one I'm going to do is the Brussels sprouts. And I'm gonna clean this out just a little bit because it did have the salsa and stuff in it. So put that here. Wait a minute. Put that here. I'm going to do another tablespoon of oil. Put in my veggies, well, these are my onions and stuff here. And then I'm gonna get my broccoli, my Brussels sprouts in there immediately. So they need to get in with this flavor. Now this one is probably the closest one that I've done before. Clarence made something like this for me a while back, and it was really, really so good. And he just did some cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, stir fry. But I think we put potatoes in it or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was so good. And so I try to recreate this one as much as possible because this one is really good. Okay, so I'm gonna let that go and get started there. And let me see. Got my sausage, green beans, that's my sausage. What else do I have? I'm not, let me see, no, I'm not gonna throw. Well, I need something green in this one over here. I'm just gonna throw a handful of green beans just because I try to have green in every meal. Let me clean this off. Even though it does have cauliflower or whatever, I still like to have something green in every meal. So it's only gonna be a few little sprigs of green beans in there, but it'll get my visual together. I'd rather have a little bit than none. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll answer to the best of my ability. The other thing with the broccoli is I did put a little balsamic vinegar on the broccoli while it was sitting over there, so it's kind of been marinating in some balsamic vinegar because that's the kind of flavor that I'm going to go with for this. Is some balsamic. So for these over here, once all the water cooks out, I am going to add some vinaigrette to this. Now for this vinaigrette, this one is a Skinny Girl raspberry vinaigrette. So I'm going to use a little bit of this. This one has 1 carb, 0 protein, and it's only about 5 calories per serving. So that's a really, really good one for that amount. My glaze is doing wonderful over here. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put my sweet my sweet side of here. So it calls for 1 tablespoon of honey. I am going to do 4 packets of stevia instead. So that will be the, and I guess the honey balances out some of those harder flavors. Make sure. Oh, got one that wasn't open. Need something to fill right there. Okay, now this one back here is starting to caramelize. I can hear it with a little sizzling, and that's what I want. Keep that going, let that caramelize. Now I've added that stevia in here. Now, it does call for cornstarch for thickening, and I'm not going to use any cornstarch for thickening, but I do have some almond flour. And let me see what else I got. Almond flour, coconut flour, got some oat flour. I'm going to go with just a little bit, because I don't think I have any xanthan gum left. Xanthan gum is really, really cool. It can make stuff thick in a hurry, okay? you'll not even be ready for it. Wait a minute, I do have some xanthan gum. Well, it's called guard gum or something like that. Okay, so this is frying really good right now. So that's the caramelization that I'm waiting for. And then my Brussels sprouts, they're doing well. Now I'm gonna have to, so with this stuff, this is what it's called. It's an ingredient that goes in food as a thickening agent. But you have to be really, really careful because it will thicken in a hurry. So you cannot use a lot of this. I'm probably gonna use about half of a teaspoon and see how that goes. And then I'm gonna add some more balsamic over here, and then I'm gonna add some water so that can cook. And I'm going to put in this crazy cauliflower stuffing stuff that I found over Thanksgiving. I'm going to put the whole bag of this one because I'm not going to use it again. So, I don't know what it is, so why not? I'll see what it tastes like. So that is going to, that's just some cauliflower rice with some seasonings and herbs and stuff in it. So I'm going to let that simmer over there. This one over here is almost ready for the vinaigrette. And then this one over here is already starting to get a little thick on me. So that's where I want that one. So I'm going to get my vinaigrette. And just a little bit, not a lot, because I just wanted to glaze it. Enough to know that it has something on it is all I'm looking for. Just to glaze it. So I am going to turn this one down. Oh, I forgot salt. Salt is so important. Salt is so important. So there's my salt. So that's going there. And then I'm just going to kind of put it, smash down so it can be even. And then let that cook some more. Let me see, someone said I was looking for a new dish to try. Hey, there's all kinds of new dishes to try today. So everything over here is something that I'm playing around with. So I'm going to let that go. Let me see. Uh-oh. Now my sauce is just right. It's starting to thicken and stick a little bit. That's exactly where I wanted to get it to. So this is what that looks like. Hope you can kind of see. So it has all the onion and celery and garlic in there, as well as some sesame oil and some rice vinegar, stevia. So good stuff going on here. So this one is basically done. And oh, I want to put some Italian seasoning in that one. Put some Italian seasoning in that. Okay, so that got a little bit of vinaigrette seasoning on it. And so I'm going to move this to a bowl. And this will be my second dish that's complete. That's why I like stir fries. It's just easy. Stir fries are just easy. All right, and so then my last one, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that right there and start my last one. And it's going to be, this one is the green beans, cauliflower, and that other tofu-like stuff. So let me get my green beans. I'm done with those now. And then I had a little bit of cauliflower. Here we go. My cauliflower. There we go with that. Done with that one as well. And so I'm just going to spread all this out. Put a little olive oil in it. Another thing, whenever you're thinking about fasting or anything of that sort, is you want to make sure you use a plant-based oil. So like an olive, coconut, something that was a plant. Now, I know vegetable oil sounds like it was a plant, but it was not. So we don't do vegetable oil. Oh, okay. My sauce is starting to stick, trying to burn. So let me take that off. So I'm going to put this over here. Let's see. And so this one, I'm going to let stir fry a little over there. This one right here is the one with the Brussels sprouts, going to be my wild card one. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. This is definitely a test with this one, so I'm going to just let that one cook down. This one may not be something I'm going to have this week, so I don't know. And so I'm going to get the last one done with the green beans and the vegan tofu substance. Just let this one cook a little bit first. I'm most excited about that one. The one that I'm starting on now. That's the one I'm most excited about. So, it's all good. We got, so let me see, we had this is the green beans, cauliflower, onion, and the seitan, I think it's called seitan or seitan. Then we had the vegan sausage, green beans, onions. Then we had the vegan sausage, cauliflower, and onions. We got the Brussels sprouts, the stuffing cauliflower, and onions over here. And then this thing back here. So that's what I'm working with today. Yeah, this one I'm suspicious about. That one right there. But I think I know a remedy to fix that one. Hold up. Okay. In order to save this one, I got to go old school. I got to bring out the cast iron for this one. Because it's what I cooked it in the first time. So I'm going to let this cast iron heat up. Put a little oil in there. And let that go for a minute. Now this seitan, whatever stuff, it's already cooked, so that's why it's not in here right now. So I'm letting the vegetables get done before I add it in, and then I'll add the sauce in with it. This is my thing that I'm looking forward to. This one right here, I think will be great. It will be great. If anybody has any questions, let me know. As you can tell, I'm not really measuring anything out. So if you ask me for recipes, I can't help you. You've got to watch the video to find out what happened. So that's cooked a little bit. So I'm going to add in this this stuff here. It feels like meat. Feels like some chunks of meat is what it feels like. So So I'll throw that in there. My garbage pile. Oh, we got one big one. I cut you down. I never had this before, but I'm hoping that it's really good because if it is, I will definitely use it occasionally for some extra protein. But it's not something I would use a lot of because of the soy content. So, oh, hold on, let me get my stuff over in this one. I almost forgot there, got distracted. Okay, get that good cast iron going there. Let's see. Can we get a list of the ingredients and name of the dish so we could cook at the same time? Well, the issue is I make it up as I go. So I just made a list of what I was going to put in it, but I make stuff up as I go. That's what makes it so hard to follow with what I do, and I understand that completely. I need to be better organized. And I probably just need to write a cookbook or something. Start on a cookbook. But yeah, so I'll really work on that. So everything's cooking here. I'm gonna go ahead and add this glaze in. That I made. That glaze, let me taste it. The glaze is really good. I am gonna add some vinegar to it because it's a little bit too sweet for me. So I'm gonna get over here and add some vinegar. I probably should did like 2 packages of stevia instead of 4. But I didn't know. So I'm gonna get this mixed up first. And then I'm going to get over here and get some vinegar. So let me get the vinegar mixed in here with this to cut some of that sweetness. So I'm going to let that cook. Yep, this cast iron's doing just what I wanted it to do. Gets all that water out, and then it gets a little crispy. So leave that there. Let that cook a little bit more. And then meal prep will be done. Then it comes to meal prep cleanup. What am I cooking? Well, Ebony, I got a lot of craziness going on today. I have one dish is green beans, cauliflower rice, onion, and a vegan product called Seitan. I call it Seitan. Seitan or something. This stuff right here, that's what's in there. Then the one that's cooking right here is cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, onions, celery, a whole bunch of other stuff. Then I just finished doing a vegan sausage with green beans and onion, and one vegan sausage with cauliflower and onion. So that's what's going on over here. I quickly have realized though that I'm making too much food for the week. I have quickly realized that. But you know, I guess we'll just call this test kitchen of what's happening. So again, everything that I've made today is Daniel's Fast approved, I believe. I'll check just to be sure, but I think everything is Daniel Fast approved. And not everything is keto. Everything is, I believe, vegan or at least vegetarian. This one back here, I think is going to be my favorite one. I think just that sauce by itself is going to push this over with all those seasons, that ginger and all that stuff in there. This one's going to be the winner. This one's going to be the wild card. We're going to pray about this one because I don't know what we got with this one. So, putting it in a cast iron, it just cooks it different than it will in a non-stick place. And it's just a little better. So, got all my stuff going. Feel good about it. And then I'm basically almost finished. I think I've been doing this for right at an hour, I think. I'm not sure. So, I should have a successful week of no meat. Should be a successful week for me. Now, I have always, I think last year was my first year not doing it, but every January, at least by the second week of January, I do some sort of fast. And it's not so much, you know, where, you know, sometimes we try to make fast overly religious and stuff. And it's, you know, that's a component of it. But it's also really starting to detox your body. And one of my things that I put on my vision board for this year was to do some type of fast every quarter. And so that's one of my goals, because we put so much in our bodies as far as the foods we eat and the stuff that we drink, is that sometimes you really just have to go back to basics and let your body heal. And it's really important. I've been doing a lot of research on fasting, and one of the things it says that if you fast for at least 16 hours a day, it will basically help you rebuild your immune system. So that's really, really important for me, because my immune system is not very well. And so I am really interested in fasting and all the benefits of it for me. So this one is almost done here. I don't remember putting salt in. I keep forgetting salt today and everything. Then I have to figure out if my salt's over here. Now I usually do meal prep on Sundays. So when I got home with my groceries today, I had too much stuff in the freezer. This stuff wouldn't fit. So that's why I'm doing meal prep today, because the stuff wouldn't fit in the freezer for me to do it tomorrow. So this is done now. Turn that off. I got all that liquid out of it, and it's starting to caramelize just how I want it to. So I am going to put this one in a dish. And you know, one of the things I've heard people say, well, it doesn't look good. I'm at a place in my life where I really don't care how something looks most of the time. Because, you know, everything that looks good, I've learned, really ain't good for you. So yeah, this stuff may not look good, but it's definitely going to be healing to my body. And that's what's important to me, is that it is healing to my body. So I'm going to get this over here. Now, one thing, an easy thing to do with cast iron, if you're not familiar with how to cook with cast iron and what cast iron is, one of the easiest things you can do is, while it's still hot, and you can even keep it going a little bit, is put some water in it. And you can kind of stir it, and anything that was stuck on it will come out. I'm letting this cook a little longer because it says that this vegan meat thing, it takes on the flavors of what's around it. So I'll let that kind of simmer back here for a minute. And then all the little stuff that was stuck on the bottom of my cast iron, since that water is in here, I'm just going to let that get that off the bottom of it, because you don't really want to scrub your cast iron products. You take off your good seasoning and stuff, so I don't want to scrub this with soap and water and all that kind of stuff. It just needs a little bit more care than other stuff. So I'll let that simmer, and that's really it for me. I don't really have a lot, didn't really have a lot of stuff to do today as far as the cooking was concerned. So I got done with everything I wanted to get done with. I'm going to soak some of my, soaking some of my stuff over here, and then I am praying that this week is a successful food week. So we have almost everything done. I'm just letting that simmer a little bit more. But yeah, I hope that this week is a really good food week for me and for everybody. Everyone who is joining in on the fasting and all that stuff. I hope that this is a really successful 21 days. Some people are already in it and have been in it for since January 2nd or 1st. So I'm happy you guys are doing well, and I'm praying for everyone's success. And even if you're not fasting, I really want to encourage you to start looking at your meal plan and see, how many days you can go without meat. I always hear the dietitians and nutritionists say that at least 1 out of your 3 meals a day should be a meatless meal. So start praying about that and thinking about that. And it lets your body kind of heal in some areas from having to break down all of your all the meat and all that kind of stuff. But I'm done here. I got done with 4 different meals for next week. They were green beans, cauliflower rice, and this, I think, is seitan. I need to check to see what that is. So if somebody know how to pronounce that, let me know. And then I did another one with vegan sausage, green beans, cauliflower rice. Another one with vegan sausage, cauliflower, onions, or something like that. And then the Brussels sprouts, cauliflower rice, stuffing mixture. But I'm out of here. I'm done. Thank you guys for watching. And for those who will be watching later, God bless.